Uber for Susan.
Uber for Susan.
That's it.
It's my second Uber of the day.
Let's go. Susan, you've had an amazing career. Tell me one of the most memorable moments.
One of the most memorable moments, I have to say I've been very lucky in my career. I've had a few standout moments. Certainly becoming CMO of Tourism Australia is a bit of a pinnacle for me. I think also moving to Singapore, my first job overseas, was a real moment for me. But if I want to pick one that's particularly special and also really, I think, define the marketer that I've become, I would go back to one of my early agency jobs and working at Day on the Apple account. Again, at the risk of dating myself, it was the late 90s. Steve Jobs had just gone back to Apple and he reunited with his agency of choice, which was Day. Wanted to work with Lee Clow again, and they developed the Think Different campaign. I can take zero credit for this campaign. I was a junior burger on it, but having a front row seat to the development of such an iconic campaign and the renaissance of such an amazing American brand really was a special moment in my career.
Any memorable moments with Steve?
Probably the most memorable, I was about 2 weeks into the job, and I got tasked with bringing some creative to him in Hawaii. To be super clear, I was the bad girl. I was literally just bringing work to him in Hawaii. Went to the hotel lobby, went up to the receptionist. I am Susan, I'm here for Steve Jobs. I was just like trying not to let anybody know what was happening, trying to keep it all low key. And he comes around the corner and he's like, "You must be Susan. Come on, let's go look at the work." Cut to me on the beach, going through the creative work with Steve Jobs, asking my opinion, this little young 20-something with, no real experience or anything, but it was absolutely incredible.
Black turtleneck on the beach?
No. Probably like t-shirt or something of that type. Yeah.
You've mentioned some amazing cultural, sporting, seasonal moments. What do you see as the key to success in leveraging those?
Attention. It comes before absolutely anything else. You have to make sure that you're grabbing consumers' attention. And then you can hit with your sales message or your brand message or whatever it is, your call to action. But you've got to make sure that you've got attention. And that really does come through creativity.
How do you go about selecting the important moments versus the ones that you let go by?
Such a great question for us at Tourism Australia, because we have absolutely no shortage of great ideas, either from our team internally or teams around the world, or even externally. So having a bit of a framework to think about how we choose which moments, I guess, to pursue is really important. Number one, we go, is it relevant to our audience? Does it mean something to our high-yielding travelers around the world? And is there relevance to us as a brand? Do we have permission to be in that space? Secondly, we think about whether we could create something unique. If it's going to be a moment where there's lots of brands jumping in, we don't want to be a bandwagon brand. We want to make sure that we're sort of carving out white space in any of those sort of special moments. We also don't have budget to necessarily cut through when everybody's kind of playing in the same space. So we try and find moments when we can turn up in a really special and unique way. Related to that, then, the third point would be, is the creative idea that we're working on worthy of that moment as well? I think you've got to have the combination of sort of the audience, relevance to the brand, the media moment, and then the creative idea to make sure that you're kind of igniting a conversation.
Yeah, and you've had so many iconic moments
We have
you've created.
big and small, by the way. I think people often think of us as the brand that does these big global campaigns. We think about, we did the Super Bowl, but we also do smaller, more niche moments as well. I'm super.
What's one of your favorite small moments?
So a couple years ago, when Neighbours was going off the air in the UK, well, it was going off the air in general for the first time because it then came back, but we didn't know that they're going to do that. So we worked with Fremantle and got access to some of their footage, and we edited it into a version of the campaign that we were running in the UK at the time. So we did a special farewell Neighbours edit that closed out with an invitation to the British audience, inviting them to come down and say good day.
So cool.
It was really clever.
Susan, thanks for riding with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.